Hey true believers, this is Dr. T and welcome to my comic book channel. Today I have an incredible Mondo X-Men statue unboxing. Stay tuned. So the two statues that I've recently purchased are going to go with these incredible Wolverine statues, the brown and the yellow, and I was really excited to order them. They also go along with these particular comics right here. You have X-Men 212, Wolverine versus Sabretooth battle. Then just to show some other Wolverine Sabretooth comics. Yeah, X-Men 45, X-Men 46. Those of you that have seen my channel and follow me on Instagram know that I have a lot of Wolverine books. Another Wolverine Sabretooth book, X-Men 62. And then this X-Men 222 of a Sabretooth Wolverine battle cover. And then the other statue that we'll be getting into here, we're going to see what they look like. We're going to review them a little bit here. We have this Magneto X-Men 150, Magneto versus the X-Men. X-Men 200, Trial of Magneto. X-Men 25, of course, the issue where Magneto rips the adamantium out of Wolverine's body. X-Men number 2 from 1991, the Jim Lee. And then there's X-Men number 1, the Magneto cover. So let's get into our first box. So I ordered these statues a couple weeks ago directly from Mondo's website. Didn't get them on eBay. Mondo shipped them directly to me. And here's the first one. There's the box. These boxes are pretty slick. Pretty nice collectible boxes if you just wanted to leave the statue inside. I love how they have the colored in Magneto on the front. So there's some of that artwork there. Artwork on the side. We have here, the different versions of Magneto. Young Magneto, Magneto with helmet on, and then Magneto with helmet off. This says Young Magneto, Ray 5/13/92, whatever that means. And then it has also another date, 7/14/92. This must be the dates that these particular drawings were done by these particular artists. Maybe Ray is one of those artists. I bet somebody out there knows more than me. Concept design, the various artists at the bottom there. And I'll want to be careful opening this box because we don't want to damage the box. And if we pop this open, there you have the Magneto inside, but let's get a closer look. This thing is massive. I don't really do statues. Here's some of the artwork inside there. Yeah, I don't really do statues, but these Mondo ones have really piqued my interest in diving into some statue work, mostly because of this, 92 Jim Lee era, 92 animated X-Men era, and just really excited to. Yeah, this box is just a little snapped a little bit there. Some of the plastic. I really do intend just to display these and not worry too much about them staying mint in the box. That cape is huge. So it comes in as two separate pieces here. Yeah, various hands and some energy, his energy circles. Yeah, different hand configurations. This package is quite a bit different than the two Wolverine ones that I've opened before. Whoa. All right. This looks even more... Just a little tiny scuff there, but not a big deal. This looks even more amazing in person than in anything I've seen online. Yeah, the articulation is really nice. I mean, just a spitting image in real life of the animated series. I mean, this cape is articulated beautifully. You have the shadow, you have some of the shadows even painted on there in the back. There's that side. Yeah, that is really quite stunning. And then we have a couple other Magneto heads. Put them right there for now. Yeah, we have the no mask Magneto head, the Magnus head. At least that's what I'm calling it. Yeah, just the shadows, just the shading of the hair is really nice. There it is in the back. And then one more helmet. There's a no teeth. That's the no teeth version. This is the teeth version head. Pretty amazing. Take out the base here. Mess to put all this back together. As a statue rookie, these bases at first for me were a little tricky to figure out what in the world am I even supposed to do with them, but now that I kind of know, it's not too bad. So yeah, attaching the base here. And once that's attached, and slide that in. So I had no idea what to do with this when I got the first yellow Wolverine. No idea. Kind of jacked it up, actually. But pretty simple. That just slides in. Let me get him propped up. There he is on the base. Let's see what he looks like with his yellow energy beam hands. Here's just some metallic stuff that he must, control with his magnetic powers. This hand right here, this hand that I'm going to attach, it magnetizes to the yellow energy beam. And it also magnetizes to this, like he's, gathering all the metallic stuff and he's ready to shoot it away at somebody or something like that. Pretty slick. Pretty slick. Don't try this at home, kids. Don't try this at home, taking these hands off and trying to figure all this out. Oh my goodness. Last thing you want is snapping off an appendage. And there's Magneto with his energy hands. I'm going to play around with this more to see exactly what I can do. Let's see, open him up a little bit. Lower him. There we go. Yeah. Not too shabby if you want to display it with that. And then if you wanted to take one of these off and stick it there in place of one of the energy circles, you could. Yeah, several different hand configurations here. There's 4 more in the box. But like I said, this does not disappoint. This is more incredible in person than it was on anything I've seen online. And oftentimes we're like wondering, is it gonna be worth it? I can definitely say that this has been worth it. I'm gonna play around with. Let me see how easily this head comes off, and if I can get his new head on easily. Because sometimes these Mondo figures, at least with the Wolverine ones, the heads do not always come off and on very easily. So you have to use a blow dryer to soften the inside of the head so you can place it and so you can replace it. right, that head seemed to go on no problem. Now we'll put this Magnus. Keep referring to him as Magnus. That must be an old, like, you know, comic card sort of thing. We don't know Magneto's real name, so we're going to call him Magnus. And there he is with the head. Can remove those. Magnetize him. And there he is with the helmet off, which I actually really like. That really reminds me of the animated series when his helmet is off, you know. Pretty amazing. Let's get into the other figure. All right, here we go. Let's bust out the big guy. Spitting image of the animated series. Beastie. And here is the Sabretooth version to go with the 2 Wolverines and the Magneto. Wow. There's that. There's the artwork on the back. The prices that I found for this on the Mondo website compared to looking at eBay, it was a lot better just to order directly from Mondo. Oh. Wow, Velcro. Thing's so beastie it requires Velcro. And there's the first glimpse of the inside of that. All right, let's get into this bad boy, because that is a beast. At least a beast for me. Some of you have massive statues. This is beastie for me. All right, here we go. Yeah, look at this. Real quick. Sabretooth. The X-Men love or respect many of their adversaries. No one loves Sabretooth. There was a reason that Sabretooth was the first mutant to appear in X-Men the Animated Series. Viewers needed to understand humanity's real, visceral fear of mutants immediately, and there is no image in the X-Men universe scarier than Sabretooth at full roar. Sabretooth and Wolverine, Weapon X comrades once, are now the bitterest of enemies. While X-Men leader Charles Xavier believes no one is beyond redemption, Sabretooth comes closest to proving him wrong. He is twice Wolverine's size, has equally sharp claws, and shares Logan's mutant healing ability. Sabretooth will ally himself with the worst villains if they can help him hurt those he hates. A list Wolverine stands firmly atop. Sabretooth is so ruthless that in the episode Bloodlines, in our most terrifying story ending ever, it is understood that kills his own son, Graydon Creed. They're missing a word in that. Be very afraid. Yeah, pretty good. All right, here we go. Cutting the seal. All my figures are mint on cards, so to open up stuff is always a little like, ee! But yeah, these are definitely for display. Not just to stay in the box. There's the backing inside. It was a little tricky to figure out how these pop open, but we're getting it. Smells new. Okay. All right. If you are an X-Men 1992 animated series fan and you're looking forward to the the X-Men 97 that's coming out soon, this is incredible. The paint job on this is absolutely stunning. And again, I'm not a statue guy. These are the only 4 statues that I even own in my entire, hundreds of pieces worth of action figure collections, thousands of comic books. These are the only statues I have. But boy, this paint job looks like the animated series. Look, there's his nice, booty back there, the naked Sabretooth booty. You have the leg articulation. I didn't do this with Magneto, but yeah, the articulation, the bendability of these, the posability of these, the sharpness of the claws there. There you go. the detail of his, you know, lion mane, the varying colors, the orangish tan colors underneath here blending into the yellow on top. Just the visceral face right there. These jagged points on his, you know, like almost like an extension of his claws, at least in the animated series. I mean, this Sabretooth, I mean, you look at this Sabretooth, and you compare this Sabretooth with this comic version. This Sabretooth, you compare it with this comic version, and this one is just quite an improvement. And those of you that know the animated series, you know what I'm talking about. It's closer. See, this is when the animated series came out. This book came out in '92. And then you start to get this Sabretooth look in the comics because they realized this was absolute fire when they came out with this. So let's see what else we have in here. So we have this like laughing, Wolverine, and how he talks to Wolverine, kind of like his grin, like, I'm gonna get you, whatever sort of face, versus this face. Hopefully those switch out pretty easily. He has a claw that's open, a hand that's more open, ready to do some attacking and some slashing. He has a closed fist hand, pair of hands. There's some, you know, weapon explosives here that he has. There's a detonator. Here's the detonator for the explosives. And then there's this head. This is not an attachable piece, but here's this metallic head. You know, I don't even remember what this is from in the animated series, but here it is. And I wish I could give you a better idea of, if I had my camera differently, how big this is. I mean, these are 1/6 scale statues, and they really are just outstanding. All right, let's get the base out here. There's the base. Yeah, these bases are a little funky. The Wolverine ones made a lot more sense. These ones don't stick out nearly as far, so it's a little funky. Maybe I'm just missing something. Let me get this. Let me see if this head will snap on easily. That came off pretty quickly. Sometimes they're just, pretty difficult, some of these Mondos. Now this is my 4th Mondo, so they can be a little tricky. I do prefer the head sculpture that I just put on. It's much more reminiscent of the animated series. And then let me get one of these, let me see if one of these claws will go on easily. Every time I pull one of these hands off on any of these figures, I just feel like I'm gonna snap the sucker. That one went on pretty good. So there's that. Keep the other one on. Put this one back. And there were 2 versions of these Magneto and Sabretooth statues. I picked the less expensive one. There's one that was like $15-20 more that were all sold out, and this is the less expensive one, which works fine for me. I'm just interested in getting the statue. These do pose well enough where they can stand on their own. Of course, I say that and then I knock it over, but that is absolute fire in my opinion right there. That is absolutely spectacular. The definition, the articulation, the colors, the spitting image of the animated series. These aren't super cheap, but they're not super expensive. For those of you that are kind of getting into statues of any kind, these are manageable. I don't plan on going beyond these Mondo versions, whether it's these ones or the Masters of the Universe ones that they've been coming out with, the Hordak, the He-Man, the She-Ra. Even those have been more expensive than these, but these is absolute fire. They also have a Jubilee, a Gambit. They have a Logan in his street clothes as well from the animated series. I'm assuming they're going to be out with the Jean Grey, maybe a Professor X, a Cyclops. I don't know how I don't go for all of these because these are absolute fire. So I just figured out how the stand goes. This particular stand wraps around his waist just like that. The other ones do not, but this stand wraps around his waist, and that's what's going to hold him up there. So that's how that goes. And yeah, anyway, figured it out finally. I mean, how do they not end up just going with the whole Brotherhood of Evil Mutants true believers. So here we have it. Here are the Sabretooth and Magneto Mondo statues with the comics in tow, because it's comics, it's statues, it's action figures, true believers, and remember, as always, comics and Mondo statues for life.